Welcome, everybody, to another edition of Your Impact Attack. Yes, we are back after a review episode last week. You guys were here last week. Remember, we reviewed all of what you could have seen last week on the Impact Attack on the previous episodes of the Impact Attack that we recorded. So you could have watched all of Impact Wrestling in just one episode, but you have to go back and listen to us in like 3 or 4 episodes to kind of get what they were doing in that one episode. Unfortunately, but fortunately for you, I am not alone. You get more things. You're getting way more things. As a 3-time Hammy Award winner, it is an honor to announce the man to my right here, the man to my right, the 2-time Hammy Award winning vet. He's also a Rip Rogers guy. Vet.
That's me. Hi, hello everyone. I'm the vet. And speaking of Rip Rogers, guys, if you guys don't go to Lila's Studios on YouTube and hit subscribe, you can hear Rip Rogers weekly go off on a variety of subjects with Von Lilas. Then you're missing out. So head over there and do that right now while we're all thinking about it.
Does Von Lilas have the hardest chop in professional wrestling?
Well, I have been chopped by Von Lilas. I have not been chopped by everybody in pro wrestling. But I do feel that there can't be too many that hit much harder. Feels just like getting hit with a frying pan. Not that I ever got hit with a frying pan in the chest, but it's what I imagine it's like.
Yes.
Because it has the smack, like that stinging smack, but also has the blunt force of like an object, like a baseball bat or something like that. But I would think that Walter probably is up there,
Yeah, I think the bigger your mitt, maybe. You probably got. I bet Brock has a mean chop.
I don't know, man. I've seen some big guys to some real shitty chops, and I think the key is all in the technique. Like a lot of guys, when you see them, I've been over this a few times, but it's worth a review. So,
chop me right now, Vet. Show them all. He chopped me. Show them all right now. Okay.
Virtual chop. Virtual chop. All right. Well, before I chop anybody, should we introduce?
Yeah. We how dare we? We get into the chopping. We have to. We can't chop someone without having our third member here in the booth because he follows up with a secondary chop. Ladies and gentlemen. Oh my God! Here comes that chop. Watch out, Vet! Vet, watch out! It's going so slow. Oh my God! How are you going to avoid that? Oh my gosh, Vet! Are you okay? Oh my God! He's coming back for another one. Oh gosh! Oh, rapid fire succession on those chops.
Man,
it's Brandon.
Gotta chop through all that smoke.
Oh, thank God. Oh, Vet, I thought you were in trouble there.
Oh, well. The smoke took a little something off it. How's it going, Brandon?
I am super. Thank you for asking.
Oh, all right. A big gay Al reference there.
Did you guys have a wonderful Easter weekend?
Yes.
Canada Spaceman, sweep the leg, Vet. Sweep the leg.
It was all right.
It was all right. Well, so...
Sure, we were all working, right?
So no, I actually had Sunday off. I had Sunday
really.
Off. I enjoyed it with the kids. So,
nice.
As tradition with most parents, right? They go in the bag at Halloween time. This year, I went into the Easter egg bag, and it's only fair I take one of each child, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know what candy's in here. I'm just going to open one up, and we're just going to eat the candy throughout the episode here.
Is that like a surprise egg?
Yeah, they put candy in them, and then the kids went out and found them, right? There could be money in here. I would feel bad if I took my kids' money, but you know what? Hey,
it's still your money.
It's still, you got to learn. Oh, I didn't put the money in there. Somebody.
No, but I mean, but your kids' money is your money.
Right here. We got some Smarties. That was out of the
Oh.
yellow egg. Oh, that's gonna be fun. Look at that. I feel like that's a good candy to find in an egg vet.
Oh yeah.
You get 3 for 1, and they feel like they're the old style sweet tart packets. You know, you get the 3 for 1. That's a good, for a kid. You're getting bang for your buck there with that. The Smarties. Are you a fan of the Smarties, vet?
I mean, in as much as anybody can be with sugary Alka-Seltzer, but yeah.
Would you put that in your top 5 candies?
Probably not going to make it to the top 5. It might. It's got some good competition in its own category.
That is
You
true.
know, like Chewy Spree or bottle caps.
Do you like the big sweet tarts? Have you ever seen the big sweet tarts? They come in a 4-pack. They're like the big round sweet tarts. They're like about the size of a silver dollar.
I've probably seen them. Yeah. I don't.
Okay, well, I busted open the pink egg. I don't know which child it's from, but I got what looks like a golden egg.
An
Did I
egg
win
within
something?
an egg.
Yeah, it's some sort. I'm assuming it's chocolate, right?
Inception.
And then what looks to be a Reese's, but it says pretzels.
Yeah.
So
'Cause
there
they
might
have
be
the
pretzels
pretzels.
in here. They have a miniature pretzel version. That's pretty cool. I didn't know Reese's made a smaller version.
Yeah.
Chewy Sweet Tarts is another good one, Lisbeth. Yes. It's Chewy Sweet Tarts.
Yeah, they also have. I don't think they've moved on to the minis yet, but maybe it's coming soon. But they have the Reese's with potato chip inside.
Ooh.
Really?
Yeah.
Bottle caps. What about
But
bottle
what flavor
caps?
potato chip though?
Oh, yeah. Probably a
said
regular.
that. I said that. That's why he's bringing it up.
Yeah,
That's
bottle
why he
caps
says,
are a good one.
"Oh," because I
What
said
was your
it.
favorite bottle cap flavor?
I don't know.
Cola, cherry, grape,
Yeah. Sure.
Nerds.
orange.
That's another one in
Nerd-
the competition.
Nerds.
Oh
is-
yeah, Nerds. Nerds has got a. They've recently come out with a. What is it? The Bomb Pops ice cream. Usually it's like a red, white, and blue, or they have banana fudge or Hawaiian or punch or whatever. Well, now they got a Nerds flavor. So
I do enjoy Nerds and ice cream every once in a while. It can be a little overly sweet, and they get really hard from the cold of the ice cream. But Dairy Queen, you can go get you a quality Nerds Blizzard from Dairy Queen. The pretzel Reese's cup, not bad. It's a little different. There's a lot more pretzels in here than what I thought would be for a miniature. Like there's a lot of crunch in this thing.
yeah. They probably
All right,
put one pretzel ball right in the middle, like one tiny pretzel ball right in the
Just
middle
break
of the
it up.
thing.
Put it in there.
Yeah.
He's
How else
gonna
would you do it?
break his teeth.
All right. Speaking of breaking teeth, so real quick, back to let's circle back around to the chop.
We'll circle back to that.
Okay. The key to a good chop is all in the technique. You can have a noodle arm and still chop somebody better than somebody with a gigantic 24-inch python. It's
Are you throwing shade at Hogan?
it's all about the. Oh, have you ever seen Hogan chop? By the way, go back and watch your favorite Hulkamania era matches where Hulk Hogan tried to throw. It is the worst. He's got to have the worst. One of the worst I've ever seen. It's really funny though, but we all forgave him because, well, it's Hulk Hogan. But go back and watch with a critical eye Hulk Hogan try to get those chops. It's just awful. I don't know who told him he should do it. But yeah, the key I think for most people is when they see that they're imitating what they've seen on TV, right? Like they don't necessarily have somebody explain the entire mechanics of them, which nobody did to me either. I just kind of figured it out. But the key is that you go down, you go up and come down, and that gives you most of the noise that you're going to get. If you try to go sideways and hit them with your fingers and not your palm of your hand, that's a problem. And if you try to like do you see a lot of guys go like upwards, right? And like glance off. Yeah. And it just doesn't work that way. It looks bad, it sounds bad, and then the guy has to sell it and then he looks bad. So it's easier to just go up, come down at an angle, and then depending on where you place your hand, you get a different sound. It's a big meatier sound if you hit them on the opposite pec. If you hit them on the near pec, it's a louder crack and slap, sound. So it's all up to the placement and the technique.
Now,
And
are
if guys like flinch, you know, or like don't open up wide for the guy. This is the important part for the guy taking the chops. You got to throw your shoulders back and just relax. Don't tense up, but just relax and make sure that they have the whole chest area to work with. Because when you tighten up and when you bring your shoulders in and try to like, you know, then the sound goes away. So it might end up hurting worse if you do it like that than if you just. But the key is to just throw your shoulders back and relax.
So Canada Spaceman brings up a good point here. Big Show's chops look brutal. Either do you gentlemen here, do you prefer the kind of like how the Andre the Giant and Big Show do it, where they just peel you back and they just come straight down on your chest, or are you kind of that knife edge? You like coming from the opposite shoulder across?
Brandon?
I prefer more the knife edge, but the reason why they do it that way is because they're big and only takes one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You could do either one, but you know, and if you watch the Dynamite with Suzuki and Joe, you saw about 100 of them. But I prefer to use the knife edge. But when you do throw the overhand, there's a different technique for that too. Now this is something Rip did teach, because guys would like tend to do the like when they do the overhand, they tend to just like kind of I don't know how else to say it other than limp wrist it. It has that look like they're like, you know, like, and Big Show would do that too.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
anytime, and it's still big. He still has a big paw, and it still hurts probably, but not as much as or as good as it could have been. And he doesn't, you know, he's better at it now than he was. But when he first started as the Giant, you'd see him do it a lot. But the key to an overhand is you hold your hand like you're throwing a baseball, okay, and then you throw it. You throw your hand like you're throwing a baseball, and then the pitch lands on their chest, and then the impact of landing on their chest will flatten the palm out automatically, right? But because it's sort of cupped to start with, you get a much louder pop with the air and the suction and all that stuff. So you boom like that. But that's how you want to throw it. Like Suzuki throws them pretty perfect. If you want to see a good textbook overhand, he does it pretty well. And some other guys too. But yeah.
Look at that. For the free for view, you get a breakdown on chops here at the Impact Attack with the VBC. Ben Hameen at the Hammies was surprised that he has to deal with a VBC now.
I don't know what he means by deal with it. What is he
talking?
talking?
An incursion upon HMG here, guys. We're here to clean the infestation up. There's a virus. There's a virus at HMG that
It's a
we
sickness.
have to. Yeah, it's a sickness. You're my Joe Doring.
Well, I do have some thinning hairline, but
I need you.
other than
I
that,
need
much
you.
more
I need you,
handsome.
Joe.
I'm cool with being Diener.
There you go.
All right.
We got our VBC here. Let's see. So that is the free for view. Channelattitude.com. Humby Media Group Podbean channel. Make sure you just search that on Podbean. You can probably find us pretty much anywhere. Any podcatcher. You know, Apple, whatever, Android. Just go to channelattitude.com.
Yeah,
Listen to us there. Channelattitude.com. That's the place to be. That's where everybody's at. It's like when you go to Twitter and nobody's on Twitter. They're all at channelattitude.com, hanging out, watching the show. This has been the free for view. Ray, you can cut it here at 13:52, 53, 54. Go ahead and cut it. Thank you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are now at the paid portion of the show here. My main man, the vet, that's Brandon. Smoke, slow music, all that. All right, that's the introduction for the second half of the show, and we are starting it off big time here. We've got they've been starting the same vignette, Josh Alexander kind of starting the show, but then we hop right into some action. Morrisey comes out. He's cutting a face promo. He's cutting he's like, thank you audience. You've been behind me this whole entire time. I've cleaned up my act. I'm clean now.
That's not what you said 3 weeks ago, or 4 weeks ago, or 5 weeks ago, or any of those times you came out and shit on everybody
Appreciate
for not
you.
having your back.
All supporting me here at the Impact Zone. Any thoughts on Morrisey's promo?
I mean, content and delivery wise was very well done. I mean, crowd responded. He played off of the real life situation that happened last time he was there when he had that seizure and his life was on the line. But, like Vet said, it was kind of like an abrupt, out of nowhere, like, first he was like saying, I don't need you, I don't want you. And all of a sudden he's like, thank you for being there for me. It's like we needed a little bit more before we got here.
Well, I mean, the man almost had a Jerry Lawler on television right there in front of everybody. So
that was not on television.
Well,
that event was not televised. It was not even in front of the people.
Well, so we get that. Then he's interrupted by Brian Myers. And then I was listening to this part, and I know Matt Cardona comes out of here at some point in time as well, right? Like we get the Myers and Cardona together again here in the Impact Zone. Brandon,
the major players, major action figure players, withers,
the top guy players.
I think this is leading to Morrisey and Enzo.
He did tease that in the promo. I thought Enzo was going to come out when he said something about, like, this is a long time coming and I'm not alone. I was like, oh, fuck, Enzo's coming. Yes.
Or he was just talking about the fans.
Or he's talking about the fans, yeah.
All you guys jumped the rail and beat up the major players. No. Yeah. Myers had a pretty harsh line about, like, if you keep messing with me, I'm gonna then just history's gonna repeat itself, and I'm gonna leave you on the floor in the back here in this arena or something, unable to move or so, whatever he said. But I'm sure he ran all that stuff by him first, because he is, after all, the true professional.
He's the most professional, Brian Myers.
Yeah, that's how pros do it.
That's how major players do it.
Yeah, and Chelsea Green was here, so let's not completely leave that out. She got in on the fun, kicking the shit out of what's his name?
We all know who's going to be taking all the offense from Morrisey, anyways. It's going to be Chelsea.
Hey. Yep. So yeah, so that's a little something to start the show. But just to recap, yeah, it's really dumb to... This is why I'm not a fan of the heels cutting the generic, none of you all turned your backs on me, you didn't care about me, I never needed any of you. Like, literally everybody says this when they turn heel, and we see this in the WWE all the time. When they can't get somebody over, then they're like, well, you got to turn heel because they're going to boo you anyway. And then they have to go out there and say, you fans never got behind me. And the fans are like, I'm pretty sure we were kind of behind you. So everyone ends up looking confused. And this had the reverse effect where, the people are cheering for him, but I'm sure in their mind they're thinking like, didn't you just say, fuck everyone? So...
But at least like where this story is at, besides that point, like you can at least pinpoint where this place started from. Like, okay, this is our point A to point B to point C to point D to where they are now, and there's actually like a path you can follow to get back that led to where they're at now.
Well,
going back to to the learning tree, to Moose, to Cardona being involved in there with that as well with the world title.
All right. Yeah, they're involving it, but they just didn't have the foresight with Morrisey. If they had just the foresight to have him not say those things, because you could be a heel without saying things.
Yep.
I mean, it's not like you have to go out there and say that the generic heel promo to try to get heat with these fans. Like, do you really think that any of these fans that watch Impact are the kind of fans that aren't the smart sort of like hardcore sort of on the internet type of people?
You can turn heel without turning on the crowd.
Man. So anyway, yeah, I think we've, made our point with that.
I'm pretty sure only smart marks watch Impact Wrestling.
You'd have to be a smart mark just to know that it exists and is on somewhere.
To be able to find it on Access TV. or wherever you can find it.
Okay. And then next up is the Champ Challenge.
Champ.
Is this Friday the 13th? Or
We've got a former Ring of Honor title challenger here in the mix. Wink Martindale in the ring. No. The
almost.
The Thunderhawks.
Yes, the Thunderhawks.
Nighthawk.
Nighthawk from the Guardians of Justice. Is Diamond Dallas Page. Diamond Dallas Page is here to challenge Deonna Purrazzo for
Which
the
title was it for the Reinas de Reinas?
I think so, yeah.
That's what I figured. He's more of a Reinas de Reinas kind of guy.
Oh, definitely. Well, he does yoga, so.
Yes. Well, the former challenger who lost to Mercedes Martinez is here for the real title, or is the interim the real title? I don't know, because Tony Khan owns Ring of Honor now, so Deonna, they're kind of trying to screw Deonna out of the title. But we already know Deonna's set to face Mercedes Martinez at the next Ring of Honor show. But can this young lady, Wink Martindale, steal the title and get her shot again at Mercedes Martinez? She wants another shot at the intermission, the intermediary title here. She wants another shot at it. That she wants to try to unify those titles.
Well, she had one of my favorite lines of all time, when she said, like, there shouldn't be any such thing as an interim title.
Yep. She's the only champ.
Yeah, and she got a little more over with me even then by saying that, because even though she's referring to a specific situation, I just apply that to all combat sports. Like, there shouldn't even be. We've already discussed all this. If you can't show up for your fight, that's called a forfeit, which is equal to a submission, which means new champion. That's basically it. So, but Willow Nightingale.
That's not her.
I'm tagging Brandon on this one if he wants to have any comments on Willow Nightingale.
Yeah, I mean, it was just, basic showcase, get over match for Purrazzo. The only spot I thought that she could have done differently was when Nightingale hit the DVD. Instead of kicking out and making it look bad, she could have hit the ropes and then went into the finish from there.
Yeah. I don't know what it is about some of these ladies, not just ladies, men too, but there's just like a certain thing, like when I'm watching you, I'm just like, fake pro wrestler. You're pantomiming everything. She was very distraught about near falls. Like, she's just like, what? Really? Two? Okay. Like, what? Just, can we not? I don't know. It's just a little bit too much. I understand the theatrics and body language of playing to the people in the back row. Of course, the back row in the 2300 is much closer than most places' back rows. So you don't, you can be a little bit less cartoony with your pantomiming, I think. I think one of the things that just really hurts me when I look at the new generation of wrestlers coming up is that when I watch them in their matches, it's like in their entire life, wrestling has been openly phony. So that's how they treat it when they go into it. They're performing what they think a wrestling match is. They're not reacting. They're not emoting like realistically or selling realistically. It's just like a parody almost. This is like this is like Kaiju Big Battle without the costumes. You know what I mean? Like, it's a joke on pro wrestling the way they do everything. And Willow Nightingale, like, she's got her own look and she's got potential, but it's those little things. She can hit the Death Valley Driver spot on, but everything else that she does, walking around, her vocalizing, her facial expressions and everything, and her gestures and things, it just looks like I'm a pro wrestler. I'm pretending to be a pro wrestler now. instead of pretending that you're in a contest, a sport, a fight, something. Don't just make the TV version of it. Don't do the choreographed fighting. Pretend you're fighting. That's the advice I would give to young people like her and anybody else that I see doing this. But it's not just, like I said, it's anybody that's of a certain age that has only known professional wrestling to be openly like fake. So they do it differently. And then you see guys like Jay White or whatever that look like he's reacting to things in the moment and making it real and trying to make you believe, even though we all know it's not. We're supposed to, as the audience, also pretend. And it's harder and harder to get lost in it when everybody acts like it's just,
That's where the similarities between wrestling and movies and TV come in, where it's like you want to be able to get lost in what you're seeing. You know it's not real, but you want to be able to believe and get lost in what you're watching.
Right. And like, well, here Liz says, it's the same as the girls throwing the temper tantrums when they don't get a pin, etc. You don't see the guy screaming, acting like a 2-year-old who didn't get an ice cream at McDonald's. Sometimes you do. That's my point. That certain generation of guys, it's true. Like, hey, I can't believe he kicked out of that move that I never beat anybody with in my entire life. I can't believe it. I can't even believe he kicked out of one of my normal moves that's not even my finisher. What do I got to do? They all do it, and it's got to. This is where like the slow death of the entire operation. This is one of the things that's going to contribute to it. So
I'm still trying to wrap my head around the fact that you said that Kaiju Big Battel is just people in costumes. It's not just people in costumes. It's real.
It's still real to me, damn it.
It's real. Dr. Cube.
Kung Fu Chicken Noodle. Bad.
See, Brandon, you know the vet is actually Dr. Cube, right?
I do now.
Yep. Vet is Dr. Cube. Kaiju Big Battel, season whatever, coming soon.
They still do shows? I don't even know.
Yeah, I think so, yeah. It's been so long since you've... I get kayfabe. I get it, kayfabe vet. I get it.
All right.
But you've got me so miffed, I forgot what happens next. Because I think we have a backstage vignette. I think.
Oh, yeah. Well, before we completely move on, I do want to say that even Canada Spaceman, the biggest flag waver for Deonna Purrazzo at her hotness, is saying here in the comments she was looking a little bigger again. And he's not wrong. So
it's new tapings.
Yeah, more time to
back on them pounds, baby.
That's right. So just once
C's.
again, like, I know people listen to this show, and I don't want anybody to think that I am not a fan of Deonna. I am a fan of Deonna. I just...
When you're a fan, you want them to be at their best.
That's right.
So she added another C onto the end of thick. Is that foreshadowing that she's coming home with that Ring of Honor title? We got an extra C. Then she has so then she has a champ challenge, where you can either be the interim Ring of Honor champion, you can be the real Ring of Honor champion, or you can be the Reinas de Reinas champion. Is this how this is gonna work?
Who would ever challenge for the interim championship?
Imagine Ultimo Dragon at the height of him having all those belts, just coming out with belts on him, and then you just came out. It was like, which belt do I want tonight?
Oh, that's an interesting segue, because we can get off on a small tangent here, where now we've heard, perhaps, or maybe we haven't, but for those who haven't, supposedly Cardona had recently sent a picture of all his championship belts to Vince McMahon or something along those lines. Did you hear about this? And
no, I have not heard about this. Let me Google search this. This is amazing.
Yeah, so clearly people were having a little fun with this online, but What do you guys think about it? Brandon?
I mean, it's a funny troll move.
Yeah, okay, I see it. Yeah, that's a funny troll move. He looks like Ultimo Dragon.
He also had some sort of a, yeah, he even compares. He also had some sort of a tweet that was like, "Dear wrestling promoters, please stop booking me against your champions as my suitcase is now getting too heavy and starting to tear." Liz says, I saw that and was like, Vince was like, "How the fuck did you get my number?" Well, I'm sure he had gotten Vince's number because he probably was pitching stuff to him at all hours of the morning and noon and night, which is probably why he never got any TV time, because nobody wants to give anybody anything that has like ambition or creative ideas or anything like that. We're not interested in that. They tell you, hey, we don't have to write everything. You can come up with stuff for yourself too. And then people come up with their stuff and they're like, yeah.
Uh-oh, Vit.
What?
Oh my god, it's the greatest game show ever invented, Vet. Surprise edition of Fact or Fiction. Uh-oh. Wait, let me get this off the screen here. Frank's Pricklebarrel ass says McMahon has no idea who he is or Ultimo Dragon. Fact or fiction, Vet? Vince McMahon thinks Ultimo Dragon is Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. Fact or fiction?
Fiction.
Fiction. Fiction. What about you?
Not because he knows who Ultimo Dragon is, but he knows that Ricky Steamboat is Ricky Steamboat. He does know that, at least.
He knows.
Vince McMahon 20 years ago, fiction. Vince McMahon now, fact.
I have to agree with Brandon here. I think in his old age, he probably thinks, he's like, remember back in WrestleMania, Ultimo Dragon, when you and Macho Man tore it down? I remember that match. It was so great. He's like, Ricky the Dragon Center. Like, no, that was me. I'm Ricky the Dragon. That wasn't Ultimo Dragon. This has been Fact or Fiction, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah. What did Steamboat What did Steamboat recently do? Like, he showed up somewhere.
He beat somebody up, I think. There was some film of him whooping somebody's ass.
Yeah, I forget what promotion it was. But anyway, yeah. I'm quite sure that even as senile as he may be, Vince McMahon knows who well, he doesn't know who Matt Cardona is, but he knows it's Zack Ryder. So,
Brandon, are you eating chicken wings? How dare you eat something on the show and you don't tell us what you're eating?
Maybe.
You have to tell us what you're eating. What kind of chicken wings
I've never seen a man eat so many
hot
chicken wings.
Well, I get hot wings, okay? Like, is it the flavors like hot?
Mm-hmm.
Like hot buffalo? Do you ranch or blue cheese? No, just straight hot fire. Wash it down with some ice cold tea, ice cold lemonade. Hey, Vet, if you were a hot dog, would you eat yourself? I know I would.
Harry Carey, ladies and gentlemen. All right, well, let's move along with this as Brandon polishes off some late dinner. We get a multiverse, a multiverse of matches clip to show us the finish to the mid Cardonas versus Aldis, and then we get well, we're not here to talk about you and what you saw at the glory hole with Ray Hernandez. We're here to talk about Impact Wrestling.
High five, air high five. Good job.
Yeah. I just put it up straight just so you can't miss.
Yeah. I still missed.
You missed. That's all right. It wouldn't be you if you didn't miss. You're no Carmelo Hayes. Although you do have a beanie like Carmelo Hayes.
Such a failure.
Mickey James is with Gia and no music underneath, and she's interrupted by Chelsea because she's talking shit about Chelsea, and a heel actually walks up to confront a babyface about the shit they were talking behind her back. And then they get into a fight. And then it turns into a 3-on-1.
A 3-on-1. Ooh. This
then
might have been the porno that Frank was watching.
It might have been. It might have been. Except it wasn't. It was just the major players kicking the shit out of one woman by herself.
There's been a lot of intergender attacks here on Impact lately. I feel like they're trying to precondition us for future man on woman and woman on man violence.
Yeah, they're grooming us for
Let's bring it back.
Domestic abuse.
Yes.
But what's more abusive than that? Like, just the my takeaway is not so much the 3-on-1, the beatdown for Mickey, but that my takeaway is that Mickey's brave enough to lie on the floor of the 2300 arena because Jesus Christ. Oh my God. Did you see that thing when they went down to it? Like,
yeah, it's pretty gross. She's getting up. You can hear her just getting up off the floor. It's like,
yeah. Gross. This is like when you pull the carpet up at a fucking adult film theater.
At Frank's
You
house.
don't want to do it. Don't do it.
Right around Frank's Barca Lounger.
Right around there. Like, it's just saturated.
Ew. It's so gross.
Yeah. So
anyway, you know what else is gross? Our main event, but we're not there yet.
Not there yet. But yeah, this was another Chelsea segment, so I'll give Brandon a chance to comment in between bites.
It's more Chelsea looking hot as usual.
What's hotter, your chicken wings or Chelsea?
If I could rub Chelsea over my wings, it'd be a lot tastier.
Oh, hey.
Why choose? That's the correct answer.
Thing of the day.
All right. Let's move on a little bit. Tasha and Savannah are now with Gia and no music. And Tasha is not afraid of the realm. And we
The
know
Realm Network?
No. Well,
It's
definitely
not around anymore. Now it's Channel
Right.
Attitude. You should not be
Right.
afraid of channelattitude.com, Tasha Steele.
No, because they're the most high profile show talking about her.
Alexa says chicken wings are hotter than Chelsea.
Oh, wow. All right. Take that, Chelsea.
Damn.
Hot wing mess. Okay. Anyway, so Tasha's not afraid of the realm.
Chelsea versus Mickey in a hot wing sauce match.
Oh,
Yes.
God.
Butter-based hot sauce or just straight like hot sauce?
Oh,
Like,
just straight.
Just straight. Okay.
That's going to burn certain
although-
orifices.
Make sure you wear some tight panties or some tight.
Be sure you wear some milk.
You just put duct tape around yourself like PCO did in the main event.
Okay. All right. Enough of that. Tasha's not afraid of the realm. And but then DK takes over the video screen, which that's at least finally
over
something
my
that's
shirt.
theoretically possible. It's not like they tell a nice rosemary shirt for those of you who are listening to audio only. Colin is showing here. So yeah, it's this is different than teleporting into the room. They just take over the feed on the monitor right there, which is okay. I'll allow that. I'll allow that. They're making some concessions, and I appreciate that.
Do you think they've ever accidentally taken over like the Titantron at like a WWE house show? Been like, we're Decay. Oh, wait, this isn't where we're supposed to be. This is awkward.
No, because they don't set up Trons at house shows.
Yeah, they do. They have the Tron. I've been to a house show. They have the entrance thing set up. For
I'm
the
sure that's
entrances.
on a venue by venue basis.
Maybe.
But yeah, to answer your question, no, I don't think they ever accidentally went to the wrong show.
We took a wrong turn at Albuquerque, like that damn Bugs Bunny. Oh.
Right. They were taping an Impact at the same time that coincidentally a WWE was doing a show. Yeah. So anyway, this is just a little bit to further their little upcoming match. Nothing amazing, I don't think. Then we get Jonathan Gresham, the Octopus, the Ring of Honor champion, featured recently on AEW, versus Rocky Romero with his terrible music that he does himself and performs himself.
You be nice.
No, I'm not going to be nice. This sucks. Rocky, this sucks. This is terrible. Stop making your own music. Get a professional. I'm sorry. Did you like it, Brandon? I'm sorry. I don't want to. Okay. Oh, you didn't? Okay. All right. Just making sure. Just making sure. I don't think anybody liked it. The crowd just, they're already going to be mild for Rocky Romero because they don't, they're not, he's not necessarily an Impact regular. But then when they hear that music, they're like, and it's got this long intro of him just repeating himself. And it's not the kind of thing that will get you hyped for somebody you don't know. So just really doesn't.
Would they have popped harder for that or the Roppongi Vice?
They would have been equally confused, I'm sure.
The SmackDown Fist currently resides underneath Nancy Pelosi's chair.
Okay, interesting.
That was the answer to the question from Canada Spaceman is, where is the big fist from the old SmackDown set?
That's true.
Okay, so one of the things I noticed in this match that was disappointing is Jonathan Gresham. Now, Jonathan Gresham, I like Jonathan Gresham in general, but sometimes I see him do things where I'm like, what the fuck are you doing, kid? Like, what? Stop this. Stop all this. And he was doing mares, the normal, like you would see a snap mare, two-handed snap mare or a flying mare or whatever. But he was doing them where he grabbed, he put his palm on the back of his neck, like Rocky's neck, and just like, threw him the way the big guys, or basically anybody, just gives people an Irish whip now by the back of the neck. Like, Colin, you grapple with people, right? Have you ever tried to move a human being by putting your hand on the back of their neck?
No, usually even when you're putting,
you never even tried it.
No, when you're putting somebody in a Muay Thai clinch, you control the back of their head more than you're controlling the back of the neck.
But the Muay Thai clinch uses two hands.
Muay Thai clinch, yeah, but you can still get a person in a single Thai clinch, but you're grabbing more around the crown and the back of the skull back here than you are just grabbing somebody's neck.
Yeah, but you're not trying to move them to walk.
No.
Okay? Or certainly not to throw them across the ring. Okay? So, just fucking, can we just please, can we? And then also we get an insert here where Decay has graciously given up the monitor so that Fat Eddie can watch in the back. So, and then, the Gresham wins with some kind of roll up or whatever. This match fucking sucked. This was embarrassing. Both these guys should be embarrassed. And I obviously don't like Rocky Romero as a wrestler. As a person, I have no comment on him. I'm sure he's a very great, nice guy, but just as an entertainer, I find him to fail on almost every conceivable level. And Jonathan Gresham is he seems more serious about the things that he does, but then he also does phony bullshit like this. And there was a GIF floating around online for the AEW hate bot accounts of the match of him and Dalton Castle, where they're in the corner and he's like, they're trying to chop each other and they keep ducking. I don't know if you guys saw that, but they just keep ducking out of the way. And then people were like making fun of that, like, this is on television. So yeah, he's not above doing phony bullshit, and I just wish that somebody that's so focused on the pure wrestling aspect of wrestling would maybe like tighten up the goofiness a little bit on televised shows at least. But I mean, Brandon, you have some experience with Jonathan Gresham, so you may have an insight into his like mindset when it comes to that kind of stuff.
I don't know. He always kind of struck me as like he took it seriously, but there were the times where it was like, there was, he could get goofy at times. I always felt like there was that there.
Okay. Yeah.
Well, I only had one word for this match.
I was going to foot.
That's how I describe this match. That was my one word.
Gotcha. And this could have been done to get more business done. I mean, he could just have a straight up, face. Can you, each guy topping each other and have it end with Honor No More and Eddie Edwards coming out and laying them out and build heat for their match.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. All I did was piss me off. And Frank's Pickle Barrel ass says, it's Impact. No one saw it. Well, no one's going to keep seeing it if they do shit like this.
Only like 3 people saw it. Us.
Yeah, people will be happy to continue to not see it if they were ever to randomly tune in and see some shit like that. Like Rocky Romero's entrance music. That's just going to immediately lose every single fan.
Do you think when he tried to get that over with, like Ghetto was like, yeah, no, you can just go out and come out to Roppongi Vice's theme song. It's totally
Matter of fact, just go live in America.
Yeah, yeah. You're COVID's here. Go back to America. We don't want you right now. Still booked for
they're
us.
opening things up. He's like, you stay in America.
Go do Bullet Club America.
Yeah, motherfucker. All right, so we get a package for Josh. All right, just basically just recapping with
Dueling
the old footage.
packages.
No, we get one now. Package for Josh, where it's Josh focused and Josh has comments. Then we get Speedball Mike Bailey versus a heavy bag, and this is a quick match.
Heavy bag one.
There's maybe a little bit, right? They got a faint pink light on the wall too. Like, so they just refuse to give it up. Like, I'm giving them the directive, like, cut the colored light bullshit out. And they're like, it's like when they don't want to do it all the way, you know, like when you tell your kid to go to their room and they're like trying to make detours on the way, you know.
I need to get a glass of water. I need to go potty.
Yeah, right. It's like, no,
teeth.
go right to your room.
I need to check Instagram and see what Jordan Grace posted before I go to bed.
Does your kid say that?
No, I don't. I'm sure there are kids out here that say that.
Okay, I'm sure there are. Anyway, Ace Austin walks in and reminds him that they got that match and they're going to be a team and or something. Like, I guess that was basic premise of it. I don't know. This was pointless. It's just to remind everybody that there's going to be a triple threat match. I don't know if anybody was watching this that had forgotten, but if they did, they sure were reminded. So I guess mission accomplished. Yeah. Then next is Burt Macklin, FBI, versus Alex Shelley. Shelley wins this somehow. Who gives a fuck, really? Like, why did this match happen? And why do I care? And why are you putting Alex Shelley over, this guy that came in and they were talking about his undefeated streak? Are they already done with Macklin now? They're
It sounds like.
Yeah.
I was very surprised by this as well, especially because they seemed like they were putting Macklin over the whole match.
Or are they just
on commentary.
Or are the Motor City Machine Guns just the Degeneration X of Impact, because they beat Jay White with Chris Sabin, and now they beat Macklin, who they've been given a push to, with Alex Shelley. So do they think this is Hunter and Sean 2006 era? Like, is that what they think this is? The Motor City Machine Guns? Really? These guys. They should only be there to enhance people in matches like this. And then go over in the tag team situation, right? Like, that would make sense. You, as a team, we're the Motor City Machine Guns. You can't beat us in teamwork. As individuals, we're fallible. We can get beaten by guys that are twice our size or whatever. That's how it should be. And it's funny because Jay White is not a huge man, and he's still twice the size of Chris Sabin, but, you know, that couldn't stop Moose. It's certainly not going to stop Jay White. So Chris Sabin's going to win.
Where was Chris Sabin in WCW before Bret Hart got there? If Chris Sabin had just beaten Goldberg, Bret Hart would have never gotten a concussion. He never would have ruined his career in WCW. God damn it, Chris Sabin. Where were you?
Damn you, Chris Sabin.
Damn you, Chris Sabin. I hate this guy.
I hate this guy.
Yeah. Canada Spacenet says Macklin versus Shelley was a good match. Well, quite frankly, no, it wasn't.
He's not.
It's fucking awesome.
It's not. It's not.
Yeah. Even if it was a good match, who cares? It shouldn't have ever happened.
And with how often they hit each other in the face and how hard they hit each other in the face, they should be like have bruised, mangled faces coming out of this.
Yep. Not a mark on them, right?
Yep.
Well, there you go.
This wrestling's fake.
then don't punch. That's why guys throw forearms. BTI shows Caleb get let go by the influence.
Oh man.
And then he gets let go again into a table by W. Morrisey. So, after we see this recap, Madison Rain meets Giselle Shaw in a hallway, and Shaw says she's sorry about the loss, and she's like, "What are you talking about? We won." And then she's like, "I was talking about Caleb." And then she's like, "Well, actually, we let him go." So, and then Giselle was like, "Whatever."
Doesn't Caleb only manage women?
I guess.
Oh, okay. I was just wondering.
Yeah, it felt kind of like a letdown. Like they could have got more out of that whole whose side, who is he really with? Like there was something they could have ran with there.
They ended it on BTI. This shows how much they cared about it.
Yeah.
Hey, here's a show that literally half a person watches. All right, let's go ahead and end a pertinent storyline here.
Right. You've already done it this long. You might as well just continue to do it. Like, just finish it on the show. It's not like anything you had was better. Maybe you could have told Rocky Romero he got 5 minutes cut out of his match. How about that? That would have been perfectly agreeable for everyone, I feel.
I have a feeling if this was the WWE, it would be like next week, Caleb and like the rest of those guys in that segment would all be getting cut. Future endeavored.
Yeah. Well, in WWE, they wouldn't have even done the finish of the angle. They would have just dropped it, and then they would have been off TV for however many weeks, and then got released. Now we get a package for Moose, using a lot of the same footage from the Josh package, but the difference is that Moose is speaking in between, doing the
Got no
voiceover.
regrets. Got no regrets for what I did. Got no conscience.
Yeah,
It's got no conscience.
Yeah, this is the only Moose we're going to get. Is this voiceover with little interstitials of him sitting outside with a dress shirt on.
That's Josh Matthews strikes again, bit.
Wow. Yeah, even he couldn't stick up for his wife's creative. Yeah.
Yeah, but he's still getting paid on these Moose and Josh Alexander vignettes. Doesn't that suck? You've got this new commentary team.
To.
No, that is what he's referring to.
He's never that on topic with his comments. He's always like 10 years behind. There's no way he's commenting on the package.
But it does make sense though, because never mind, it's not even Josh Matthews, it's Stryker. You've got Stryker and D'Lo commentating over these huge kind of moments for this feud that you got going on with this new commentary team. It's like you would think, if this was the E, I'm pretty sure Vince would like go back over and have Tom and Matthew dub over those moments so that it's their voices doing it over those iconic moments instead of D'Lo and Stryker.
Probably not. Don't give him that much credit. Or discredit. He doesn't know what's going on. Remember, he doesn't know who Ricky the Dragon Ultimo is.
No Dragon, Sonny, oh no.
He thinks Sonny Oh No is like when he reads a headline about Tammy Sitch.
Oh no, Sonny, no.
Damn it.
But yeah. Anyway, so this is the only Moose we get, and while I'll gladly accept any Moose, it's still very disappointing that you can't find anything better to do for your champion. So, now
he's the guy who he should be carrying the show.
Right. He's clearly the most interesting and entertaining person on the show. And even if he's not your favorite, he's doing the most entertaining stuff in the most entertaining way. He's holding up his end of the bargain. Let's just say that. And I know we're Moose biased here, but I still think that's a fair statement.
It's a fair bias.
Yeah, it is a fair bias. So Honor No More is in the ring for their promo, and it's
like what you said earlier with Morrisey. You turned your back on us. The whole basic
right
heel.
Yes. Not even we can't even get a different promo on the same show. We're getting,
No, like, but it was about the building. They got their promo was also kind of about the building that they were in.
That not one of
The
them
Philly
ever worked when
audience.
it was a relevant building. Let's put
Philly
it that
audience
way.
in the building that they were in. But Ring of Honor started there, Vet. But Ring of Honor started there. Mike Bennett had his first match in Ring of Honor there, Vet. How dare you?
That's another thing. Giving a microphone to Mike Bennett is kind of like, are you just, you have committed yourself to average. Like you have definitely set your ceiling at average when you let him talk. But anyway, the Bullet Club comes out, and I was like, okay, here we go. Now we'll see, even though Gallows and Anderson are up there, now we'll see maybe these guys get taken to school a little bit on how to do a promo. And then Jay White just says a couple lines and then hands it off, and I was like, oh, shit. And then it was Gallows and Anderson after that, and even Chris Bay. Chris Bay tried to get a line in, like it kind of fell flat about what was it? What did he say? He's like, you're like 7 days, week, or something like that. It just did not really hit that hard. That's like a fucking Fat Albert joke.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And even Jay White's line was like kind of like generic and done before. Like, you think you're the best? No, we're the best. It's like,
Oh, got it.
Did the crowd turn for Matt Taven? Did they were booing everybody and then they started cheering for Taven? Is that something that was? Did I hear that wrong when I was watching that?
I not sure.
Because I think they didn't like the promo Honor No More, and then once they gave the mic to Taven, kind of the crowd was cheering at that moment. Is this going to be is Taven over with the crowd in Philly?
Perhaps. I think that for whatever reason, Matt Taven is somebody that the fans look at as unsung. You know what I mean? I think they think that is something. And one of the reasons that I think that is because I've heard, for example, the great Dr. Jargo in the past talk about how he thinks Matt Taven has been underutilized or underappreciated or whatever. Personally, I don't see it. I think he's been exactly utilized and appreciated exactly the amount he should be, which is some, but not really more. And that's because I don't think he carries off the whole top guy thing that well. And I also, from a personal standpoint, look at his work and I see through it. So I'm not a fan of that. But the fans don't see that shit, so they don't care. They just look at it as a guy that's, they seem somewhat entertaining in certain moments with the Ring of Honor stuff. But, I just see tall Ace Austin with Mickey Mouse gloves. And I know he was around before Ace Austin, but Ace Austin was on Impact first. That's why he gets to be the premier, and Taven gets to be the ripoff. So I don't know. So there could be some of that with the fans. They just look at him as the Zack Ryder of their day, if you will, where they want more for him. Even though when he gets it, the quality will be somewhat questionable. So, but yeah, I don't get it. And then we get a brawl, of course, and everybody, does their stuff, and PCO jumps on everyone, as you mentioned.
oh, as soon as you saw the ring clear out and PCO was the last person in there, it's like, oh, we know what's coming.
Oh yeah. I was like, why is everybody's hitting their little finishing moves? Why is PCO still in the ring? And then they all started brawling. I'm like, oh, here it comes, old man off the top rope.
Yep.
And then when I saw that, I texted Vet. What did I text you, Vet?
You texted me. What did he text me? I want to read it exactly. He said, that's not fair. Jonah's take on PCO after he used half his stamina bar to hit that front flip onto everyone on the outside.
It's just not fair. It's not fair. Jonah, that dastardly heel that Jonah is, coming out, and after PCO used all of his energy. I mean, there wasn't much left to PCO for this match. I mean, he did that front flip onto the apron. Why are you still doing front flips onto the apron like that, first and foremost?
He can't. Well, so I know why, because he can't not now. He made the entire gimmick of being a Frankenstein's monster, and that revived his career, like Frankenstein. but the problem is, now that you've done that and you got back over with these people doing these crazy things, now you can't not do that. In his mind, he cannot do that. You can't just do something else. You're locked in the Jeff Hardy spot. You have to fall off stuff because you can't do shit else. No one wants to see you do anything else. You can't do anything else. What's Jeff Hardy going to do? Wrestle? Is he going to be Jonathan Gresham? Of course not. So he has to fall off stuff, and then it's just a downward spiral from there. And PCO is, surprisingly durable, but eventually it is going to give out, and he's not going to be able to do it, and that's going to ruin the whole gimmick of a guy that doesn't get hurt. Yeah, hell, you've already ruined it when you did the whole thing where he came back on a stretcher weeks later, like they rolled him in on the gurney. It's just like, that's stupid. So
that could have been the perfect spot to kind of end that part of the gimmick and transition to another part where he can still be relevant and in-demand character and gimmick without killing himself.
Yeah.
And gotten Jonah over in the process.
But it won't, because I just see him as that sort of like he's like the Randy the Ram Robinson, where he's doing these things that he never would have done or never should have had to do, but that's all he can do now because he can't say no. So, it's a you paint yourself into a corner sometimes in wrestling, and you have to avoid that. Quite frankly, he can't do this gimmick any other way. So there's always going to have to be at least one oh shit moment in his matches. The worst one I ever saw so far in this run was the one where the Gorillas of Destiny picked him up and just threw him outside the ring on the concrete.
Ooh.
Like a power bomb from the in-ring to the outside on the floor. I was like, are you fucking kidding me? I still have that video saved on my phone. I could send it to you guys if you missed it. But yeah. So yeah, an apron bump, yeah, he'll be all right compared to that. But anyways, so Jonah comes in, as you already mentioned, with the hand signal. You couldn't see on audio only, but Colin made the Jonah hand signal. And then we get Jonah versus PCO. And we've seen this from these guys in a couple of different variations now, but this is just more of the same stuff. And Jonah wins again. So, PCO is, for an indestructible, unkillable monster, he sure does do a lot of jobs. Since he's been here, I don't know, have any of the Ring of Honor guys even won any matches since they've been here? I know Kenny King has lost like 3 matches, and PCO's lost like 2 or maybe 3. I don't recall the Taven and Bennett winning anything. Relatively ineffective as a group, and these are the people that Fat Eddie hitch his wagon to. All right. Well, just making sure, just checking in, making sure I didn't miss anything there.
Chris Bay's going over strong.
No. You guys are booking it like the wrong N group. It's NWO, not Nexus.
Oh yeah. If only, yeah. So and this should be like a thing where Chris Sabin beats them all by himself instead of, because he's the John Cena of Impact Wrestling, where he'll do a job every once in a while just so that the fans don't totally turn on him. But that was it. So if you guys have any comments on that last match, because I don't.
I don't know why that was a main event.
And it felt like tame too after their last encounter with that like cinematic like thing, where they're actually like,
right.
Like, okay, so you're going from that to a regular match. Why not just do like a no DQ street fight?
And even that technically was a no DQ street fight, and it ended with Jonah literally buried. But since it's just a miniature movie, there's no, it's not like an official recorded match, so Jonah doesn't have to say he got beat in a match. He just lost a fight. Yeah. So, oh man.
Can we still talk about why did he wrap duct tape around his neck?
I just took that to be a character thing, like just he does things just cuz, and for the PCO character, I can buy that. He's why is he doing that? Oh, he's just being PCO. Okay.
He's stabilizing his neck. Because we all know that if you tape something up, he didn't do a good enough job for that to be realistic. But he's also not going to sit there. He already had enough trouble getting like the 2 pieces of tape on. So I don't think he was going to sit there and unroll half the roll of tape around himself and then have to go back there and do it. It may have also made it harder for him to breathe. But the idea was there. Yeah. So.
All right. Well, you guys have anything else on Impact?
Needs more moose, Jim.
Definitely needs
Need more moose.
Need
I
more
got a
moose.
fever. The only cure is more moose.
That's right. You heard him, Scott. We need more moose on Impact.
We didn't even get any Scott D'Amore taking his headset off in this episode, did we?
Yeah, no sign of Scott D'Amore this episode. That's right.
He was in the vignette. That was about it.
Right.
Even Elizabeth says more moose.
He's in the vignette from, past weeks. He was the star of the packages between Josh and Moose. Scott D'Amore, headset down.
Yeah. Brandon, let the fine people at home, let those fine dreamers at home know where they can find you.
You can find me at all the places at Miss Tia the Transarchist. We're just kind of just doing our thing there.
Just kind of doing our thing. What about you, Vet?
Oh, well, me? You can find me at the Next Level Wrestling Review every Wednesday morning at 11 Eastern with Big Ray Hernandez. And you can find me at Opinion Haver on all your favorite social media outlets or more recently Twitch, where there was some fun stuff going on at Easter Sunday. I got a little Street Fighter game in with one of the HMG soldiers. You probably know him by a different name on every platform. On YouTube, it's Media M5. On Twitch, it's MV Hitman. Or you might also know him as Wrestle Mojo on Twitter. So, but yeah, we played some old school Street Fighter 30th Anniversary Edition. So if you're interested in any gaming opportunities, at Opinion Haver on PlayStation Network, that's very easy to find as well. So, yeah, that's pretty much it for me.
All right. You can find me tomorrow, Tuesday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, twitch.tv/The A Show with the lovely, talented, sexy, and very voluptuous in the chest area, April Hunter. And then on Wednesday, you can find me with the very voluptuous Big Ray Hernandez on the Ridiculously Random podcast at 10:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. What that look on your face, Vet? He's not voluptuous?
He's got curves in all the right places.
He's not thick. He's not thick with 4 C's.
I was more making the face about the entire idea of the Ridiculously Random podcast. So,
Well, you were on a small version of the Ridiculously Random podcast tonight when we asked you what your top 5 chocolate was, or top 5 candies. Maybe we'll have to
just
bring
ask
the
me
vet
if
on.
a candy was in my top 5.
Maybe we'll have to bring the vet on if we do like top 5 hard candies or like top 5 spree-like candies.
He says that as if he has a choice in the matter. Like, maybe we'll have to bring Vet on. Like he can just drag me into a podcast. Like it just. What are you?
You're in a room.
Are you just gonna show up on my laptop?
You're in a room and a light turns on, and Vet's like, "Oh, time to do podcast again." It's like Mystery Science Theater 3000.
You're stuck in Wrestle House till you appear on Ridiculously Random.
We own the night, Vet. You're stuck. You're stuck with Scott D'Amore coming in. All right, Vet. It's time for you to watch this PCO versus Jonah match.
No.
And then you're going to talk about it.
No.
Here's Colin and Brandon. We're like your Servo and Tom. To help you pass your time. Oh man, that's right. Look, we should do top 5 New Japan guys and have you on, Vet.
5 Okadas. Did you see Colin? Did you
Okada.
5
He spit
Okadas, bro?
hot fire.
He's on another level. He makes this whole show. It's embarrassing. Did you see? No, you didn't see. It's a rhetorical question. But the match from Hyper Battle that he had with Zack Sabre Jr.
What did you just say to me?
with Zack Sabre from Hyper Battle? No? All right. Well, Colin, your homework, and I'll tell you to Brandon, but you're not going to watch it. But Colin's not going to watch it either. But just so that everybody has it on public record that I said it, go watch the championship match from Hyper Battle 22, wherever you need to find it. Okada versus Zack Sabre Jr. Okay.
And where did Okada learn about character work?
Nowhere. Trust
Impact
me.
Wrestling when he was Kato.
No. He didn't learn
So
anything
when
from
is
anyone.
when is my assignment due, Vet?
9 days from tonight.
Oh, okay.
That's right.
I'll have it ready.
And I
for you
should have
then.
said it. I definitely should have said
And you
it.
shouldn't have said it.
No.
Oh,
Yeah.
I shouldn't.
So.
Did I
But
have
if
any-
you want to see, if you guys want to see that professional wrestling is not indeed dead, you can watch that match, and then go try to watch any of the cartoon bullshit that's happening over here, and then you tell me which one you'd rather watch.
If you want more Moose in your life, you can go listen to Talking Shop, where Moose was a guest on Talking Shop with Carl Anderson and Lou Gallows. Vet, it was a good episode to listen to. I know you're not a fan. You should definitely go back and listen to it. Brandon, you should listen to it too. That's your
If anything
that's
can
your
make
homework.
me do it, it's Moose.
Yeah, that's true. I can see that. I can see Moose having you do that. Let's see if I have anything else. No, nothing else. I don't think. This evening, you can find me on Twitch, or not even on Twitch. You can find me on Twitter at Colin Weissong, Facebook, Instagram, Colin Weissong. Ridiculously Random Podcast, Wednesday, 10:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Fingers in the holes. Vet, I would. I mean, I guess I could pick your brain. Where are you? How far along on Elden Ring are you, Vet?
I don't even know how to quantify where or how far I am. I'm around level 100 or just under, and I just finished another. I just killed another shard bearer. I think I've got 3 left, but I don't know how long that is. So it's a struggle to even find where to go next sometimes because of the way the game is so vague and lets you explore things at your own pace. It's hard to find the through line sometimes, even if you want to advance. Like if you get done doing all the side stuff and you want to actually move forward with the story, sometimes you get so lost you forget where that even was. So, it's either like look up a guide and just ruin everything for yourself and ruin your play experience, or just keep wandering around till you stumble over something.
So I got that guide to start me off, right? And then I've kind of just not watched it. And I'm in Liurnia now, right? Just doing my own thing. And I've gone up the eastern side of Liurnia. And I was wandering, just killing things, doing my thing, just conquering things as I got to them, right? And then I came to the very top, and I'm like, oh, all these ladders. Let me climb up them. Let me get to the man. There's a lot of graces up here. Man, this must be important if there's. And then I got to the lizard dude with the flame sword, and I killed him, and I'm like, Altus Plateau. Like, oh, I'm definitely not supposed to be. I'm like level 40, I think, or in my 30s or 40s, right? Like, yeah, definitely not supposed to be here. So I got on the horse, grabbed a few things in Altus Plateau, and then like turned around and went back down to Liurnia. So I think I'm gonna to do the west side and more of the middle parts of Liurnia and try to get some more of the ruins knocked out. But I'm finding a lot of mage and sorcery type shit here in Liurnia, and not melee type shit. Yeah,
That's where you find the Rhea Lucaria Academy, and you'll be able to get some interesting stuff there. But
I'm excited. I'm looking forward to it. And then next is Caelid. Going to Caelid after Liurnia.
also, since Canada Spaceman brought it up, the Batman is now available on HBO Max.
I'll have
So
to
if
check that
anybody did not get a chance to check it out in its theatrical run, which what did that last, like 2 weeks or something, like
Yeah.
before they put it up?
Pretty fast.
They wanted to at least give it some run before they put up on HBO Max, but it is now available on HBO Max to watch. And I have watched it. And spoiler-free review, pretty good.
You know what
So-
we didn't? You know what we didn't do today?
What's that?
You there, sitting at home, acknowledge me.
We didn't acknowledge our chat. Who's ready to acknowledge the chat now?
That's too late now.
It's too late. Too late.
They all
I'll acknowledge the chat. Lizbeth, Canada Spaceman, Frank's Pickle Barrel Ass, and then way, way, way early into the show, Javi Uchiha. And then we also had Sonic the Hedge Rat and Alexa. So that rounds out the acknowledgments there, you guys. You guys got acknowledged by Roman Reigns this evening.
Wow.
The Bloodline was on the show.
In a turn of events. All right, end the show, Colin. Come on.
Does that make us the Usos?